Good Monday morning. It is 5:33 here on NBC 10 News Today. I'm Chelsea Jones. Felicia has the morning off. Lexi, we had a beautiful weekend, and it's basically here to stay.
Yeah, for just a little while longer. Now, we will see an increase in our shower chances, but it'll continue to be on and off for the next couple of days. But we do have a strong front on the way by the end of the week. Either way, temperatures will be staying nice and warm over the next few days. In fact, they're not starting off too bad this morning at 64 degrees with winds generally calm. Humidity not looking too bad either at 80%. We'll see a very nice warm up back into the upper 70s by lunchtime and eventually into the lower 80s for some of us later on this afternoon. But also be on the lookout for a few spotty showers sometime between 2 and 4 o'clock later this afternoon as well. That's your forecast first.
Federal officials warned that this could be the worst week yet as cases of the coronavirus begin to peak, but they are hopeful. Washington correspondent Tracy Potts explains why.
Not be very thrilled with what we've done. I see light at the end of the tunnel.
With coronavirus cases expected to peak this week, the White House is hopeful.
We're also hopeful to see a stabilization of cases across these large metro areas where the outbreak began.
Washington State is giving away ventilators.
Because we acted relatively early.
In New York, most people hospitalized are going home.
The number of deaths over the past few days has been dropping for the first time.
But new hotspots are popping up in Illinois, Colorado, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C.
We are struggling to get it under control.
It's a critical week. Health experts are warning Americans to even avoid grocery stores and pharmacies. The federal government has millions of gloves and masks on the way. Democrats are pushing President Trump to appoint one person in charge of managing supplies.
A senior military officer, a czar, to be in charge of manufacturing and distribution and have the full authority of the president to send the materials where they're most needed.
The White House is reportedly considering it.
And President Trump says he's open to another relief package with money for infrastructure projects to get people back to work. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Well, let's take a look at these numbers here in Louisiana. We now have 13,010 cases, and that means a little over 500 more new cases were reported since Saturday night. Now, that is a significant drop than the 2,000 we did see over Friday night. Now, there are 477 deaths reported, which is up by 70, and here in the parish, we're seeing 182 reported cases. That update for you on these numbers will be online at noon. Well, let's head over to Arkansas now. The state is reporting 853 total cases. That's 110 more than on Saturday. That death toll in Arkansas does sit at 16.
What is not permitted is recreational travelers from out of state. And that's what it is directed to, directing our travel industry, motel and hotels, not to issue occupancy to out-of-state recreational travelers.
Now, what you just heard is the new executive order signed Saturday by the governor. In his press conference, he emphasized that Arkansas is on track with slowing the spread of the coronavirus. He says cooperation with social distancing measures and businesses have all helped. Hutchinson says that this new order, which only allows hotels to serve essential employees, will further help minimize the spread in the natural state. Well, let's go ahead and head over to Mississippi. That state is now reporting 183 new cases. That brings their total number to 1,638. Mississippi's death toll is sitting at 43. The Ouachita Parish Police Jury has been planning for weeks now a strategy that could help Ouachita Parish with the rise of COVID-19 cases. NBC 10's Maya Hudgens talked with Police Jury President Shane Smiley on what reopening the North Monroe Medical Center could offer for our area.
As the numbers of positive COVID-19 cases continue to rise in Ouachita Parish, the Ouachita Parish Police Jury is working to help the COVID-19 outbreak here at home.
I would like to think that we would flatten the curve and we would get a report with zero numbers, but realistically, I don't believe that's where we are today.
Police Jury President Shane Smiley says he is working with local and state officials and hospitals on possibly reopening the North Monroe Medical Hospital, which is owned by St. Francis Medical Center.
We're looking to see what the possibility would be if we needed to open up another facility for patients in our entire region.
If North Monroe Medical Hospital is reopened, they could hold around 200 patients. However, the number of patients would be done in increments. The hospital would either be for COVID-19 patients or a place for non-affected patients to go to free up their bed. That decision will not be made by Smiley.
This is much larger than Ouachita Parish. We are the medical hub, if you will, for our entire region. We are already seeing a number of transfers from outlying areas.
While they are just planning for the future right now, Smiley says having a backup plan is smart.
I think that it's important that we plan. If we were to need a facility, we can't just come in and flip the switch and have it up and going.
Smiley says they have looked at many sites, all of them offering something different.
This facility is a good fit. And so we've worked closely with the hospitals to see what their interests may be, and we want to continue to work with them in, again, the planning and assessment if the need arises.
If the hospital is reopened, Smiley says he will go to Baton Rouge and ask for assistance based on what the needs are and how long they would stay open. In Monroe, Maya Hudgens, NBC 10, your local news leader.
A date for when the hospital could reopen is not available at this time. They are still in the planning phases and working with St. Francis Medical Center. However, we will update you as more information becomes available. Well, one group of people may be happy about a stay-at-home order, and that's federal inmates. Attorney General William Barr is directing some prison officials to maximize early release programs for vulnerable inmates. He's targeting prisons in Louisiana, Connecticut, and Ohio that have seen several cases of COVID-19. Last month's federal stimulus program expands which inmates are eligible for early release, and many released inmates will be subject to home confinement. More than 90 federal prisoners have been diagnosed with COVID-19 and at least 50 prison workers. The 150,000 federal inmates are only a small portion of prisoners in the U.S. Some state and local facilities are also experimenting with early release programs to battle this infection. Well, Amazon has hired 80,000 new workers. They say that they're planning on hiring a total of 100,000 workers during this pandemic to assist with the surge of online orders. The massive online shopping company is also starting to make it mandatory for workers to have their temperatures taken when they come to work. The company will additionally supply workers with face masks during this coronavirus outbreak. Well, hurry up and get your St. Jude Dream Home tickets. Over 45% of the tickets are already sold out. For just $100, you have a chance to win a brand new $410,000 home. It's being built in the Egret Landing subdivision in Sterlington by Braco Construction. You can buy your giveaway ticket on our website, myarchimist.com, or call that number you see on your screen. There are less than 5,000 tickets available. Well, coming up, we've got a call from an organ transplant recipient who says she relies on everyone to follow social distancing rules and stay-at-home orders to survive. We bring you her plea after the break, but here's Lexi with a look at your forecast.
Well, once again, it is going to be another warm one ahead this afternoon, and we'll continue to see shower chances increase over the next couple of days as we anticipate our next cold front to move in by the end of this weekend into the early parts of the weekend. But could we see some showers for the weekend as well? That's definitely something we'll keep an eye on as we head closer to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to have all the details coming up in your complete forecast in just a few minutes. You're watching NBC 10 News Today.